Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of the most influential figures in basketball history, Allen Iverson. The man who crossed over Michael Jordan, won an MVP without a super team, and changed the culture of the NBA forever. But despite his legendary status and basketball IQ, AI never took the analyst route after retiring. In fact, he turned down numerous offers to be on TV, breaking games down like Shaq, Charles Barkley, or Dwayne Wade. So why did Iverson refuse? Was it about the money? Was it a lack of interest? Or was it something far deeper? Something that speaks to who Iverson really is as a person. So let's dive in.
We're talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that, man? We're talking about practice.
Let's get one thing straight. Iverson wasn't short on offers. Sports networks wanted him badly. Imagine AI on ESPN, TNT, or even his own podcast, giving unfiltered takes on today's stars. He's got charisma, passion, and an unmatched perspective on the game. Networks saw the potential, but every time an offer came in, Iverson shut it down. Not because he lacked the ability, but because it never felt right to him. He put it simply, I could never build myself up to doing something like that. But why? Why wouldn't a guy who loves basketball so much want to talk about it professionally? To understand Iverson's mindset, you have to go back to his playing days. AI was always about loyalty. He never backed down from competition, but he also never felt comfortable tearing down another player. Analysts have a tough job. They have to critique players, sometimes harshly. And while some former players like Shaq and Barkley thrive in that role, Iverson never wanted to be that guy. Iverson said, and I quote, "For a guy that used to play to get on TV, and for me to critique another guy, especially at his lowest point, I never could build myself up to doing something like that." That says everything about AI's character. He knows what it's like to be a player struggling through a slump. He knows how brutal the media can be. He really lived it. And he never wanted to be part of that cycle, especially when it came to the next generation of stars. Allen Iverson's influence isn't just about what he did on the court. He was a movement. The cornrows, the tattoos, the baggy jerseys. AI made the NBA cool in a way that had never been seen before. He paved the way for today's stars to express themselves freely. So when he retired, he didn't feel the need to sit behind a desk and analyze the game. He had already made his mark on NBA history. His legacy wasn't about being the guy who called out players on national television. It was about inspiring them. Players like Ja Morant, Trae Young, and even Steph Curry have credited Iverson as an influence. But rather than critiquing them from a studio, AI prefers to support them from a distance. He'll mentor young players. He'll show love at games, but he's not about to break down their mistakes on live TV. This is where Iverson really stands apart. Many former superstars have taken the analyst route and found success. Shaquille O'Neal brings humor and personality to inside the NBA, but he's not afraid to call players out, sometimes even harshly.
You are one of my favorite players, but you don't have what it takes to get to the next level. I said it on purpose. I wanted you to hear it. What do you have to say about that?
Charles Barkley is brutally honest and loves to stir the pot. Dwayne Wade is another one who took a more polished and professional approach on TNT. And JJ Redick became one of the most sharpest basketball minds and analysts there is that led him to getting the Lakers job. These guys embraced the transition. But Iverson, he just wasn't wired that way. He's too real, too loyal, and honestly probably too humble to publicly criticize today's players. Let's stop and think about this for a second. He knows what it's like to have a bad game and get ripped apart on TV. He knows what it's like to be criticized by analysts who never played at his level.
Allen Iverson will turn out to be nothing but fool's gold in the Rocky Mountains. You know this and I know this because all he wants to do is chuck it up. He's on his best behavior now. 13 assists, very impressive. George Carlson, mad scientist heaven because he gets to...
What's the guy on First and 10?
We was just watching.
Yeah, the one that sit on the right.
Cold
He hate
pizza.
me. Oh, a cold pizza?
That was
That's
first
what
and
it
10.
is?
First and 10.
Yeah, Skip Bayless.
Get on it right.
Bayless.
He hate me. I don't know what I ever did to this man. You know I made mistakes in my life. You know, but that's just one guy. You know that I'm like, man, why does this man hate me so much? You know what I'm saying?
He knows what it's like to have people question his work ethic, leadership, and even personal life.
Anybody tell you that I miss practice, if a coach say I miss practice and y'all hear it, then that's that. I mean, I might have missed one practice this year, but if somebody say he doesn't come to practice, it can be one practice out of all the practices this year. That's enough. If I can't practice, I can't practice, man. I'm hurt, I'm hurt.
So for him to turn around and do that to another player, that was never going to happen. And here's the thing, Iverson isn't alone in feeling this way. Kobe Bryant, before his passing, also said he had no interest in TV analysis. Instead, he focused on storytelling, helping grow the game in a way that uplifts players rather than tearing them down. Being an analyst isn't just about talking basketball, it's about critiquing basketball. Look at guys like Charles Barkley or Shaquille O'Neal. Barkley has made a career of roasting players. Whether it's calling them street clothes or terrible or saying they don't have what it takes, he never holds back.
Anthony Davis, I told you, the Lakers can't win this series. Forget about the championship. They can't win this series without street clothes. Like, we have to talk about the Lakers. The Lakers are awful.
Shaq, on the other hand, often calls out big men for being too soft or not living up to their potential. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's brutally honest, and sometimes it actually crosses a line.
I think Rudy Gobert can hold you to like 12 points.
12 points, yeah, in the first 3 minutes. Dwight Howard, every time he step in my arena that I built, his dumb ass need to look up. And not only that, when I say something, you should take the tidbits of what I'm saying. I'm giving you answers to the test. Stop being so damn sensitive. We don't want no sensitive big guys in LA.
We've seen plenty of active players clap back at analysts. Kevin Durant and Charles Barkley have traded shots multiple times. Russell Westbrook has been called Westbrick repeatedly. Even LeBron James has checked analysts over critiquing. Now, imagine Allen Iverson was in that position. He's not the type to fake criticism for TV ratings. He's not the type to roast players just to go viral. And honestly, he's too humble to sit in judgment of today's stars. But also, let's get another thing clear. If AI wanted to be an analyst, he'd be great at it. His knowledge of the game is elite. He played against some of the greatest players to ever live, and he knows the grind. He knows the mentality it takes to succeed at the highest level. And let's be honest, his personality alone would make for must-watch TV. Imagine AI breaking down games with Shaq and Barkley, throwing in his signature swagger. It would have been legendary. But that's not who he is. Iverson doesn't want to be the judge, the critic, or the guy telling another player how to play the game. Allen Iverson didn't walk away from TV opportunities because he wasn't good enough. He walked away because he respected the game too much to criticize those still playing it. His impact goes beyond basketball analysis. He changed the culture of the game. He inspired a generation. And for him, that was enough. So what do you guys think? Would Iverson have been a great analyst, or do you respect his decision to stay away from the media? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more upcoming videos and NBA content. My name is Damian Peters, this is Basketball Network. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.